Ghost of Yotei takes place after 300 years. Ghost of Tsushima Sequel. Ghost of Yotei will introduce a new protagonist and tell a new original story. Ghost of Yotei will be released exclusively on PlayStation 5 in 2025. The name gives away the new setting for the game, but for those of us that skipped a few geography classes, Yotei refers to Mount Yotei, translated somewhat unglamorously as sheep-hoof mountain, a volcano located in northern Japan, specifically on Hokkaido, the second biggest Japanese island, which would have been called Ezo in Atsu's time. Sucker Punch Studio has finally announced their highly anticipated sequel, Ghost of Yotei. The game is scheduled to release next year, and the story will focus on a female protagonist this time. When we started working on a sequel, the first question we asked ourselves is, what is the DNA of a ghost game? Creative director Nate Fox told the New York Times, "It is about transporting the player to the romance and beauty of feudal Japan." The Sucker Punch team visited a number of locations in Japan for research, including Shiretoko National Park, where Fox made recordings of the ambient sounds to take back to the studio. At the PlayStation State of Play presentation, Sony finally revealed the Ghost of Tsushima sequel, which will be yet another origin story. The fans will be getting a female protagonist named Atsu, and her journey takes place in 1603. GOT takes place in 1274, so this event happens after more than 300 years. Inside the park, you have to watch a video telling you about the dangers of bears, Fox said. Being in this incredibly beautiful park with jagged cliffs and water, yet all the time being aware there were dangerous bears, was electrifying. We strive to bring that into the video game, that feeling of danger. This story will take place in Mount Yotei, a towering peak in the heart of Ezo, an area of Japan known as Hokkaido in the present day. When we set out to make a new Ghost game, we wanted to maintain the core pillars established in Ghost of Tsushima, playing as a wandering warrior in feudal Japan, offering freedom to explore at your own pace and highlighting the beauty of the world. We also wanted to continue to innovate. To create something fresh but familiar, we looked beyond Jin Sakai's story and the island of Tsushima and shifted our focus to the idea of the ghost instead. This is also Sucker Punch's first game built from the ground up for PlayStation 5, and we're excited to build on the visual foundation we established in Ghost of Tsushima by making the world feel even more real, said Andrew Goldfarb, Senior Communications Manager at Sucker Punch Productions, in a blog post. We have massive sightlines that let you look far across the environment, whole new skies featuring twinkling stars and auroras, even more believable movement from wind on grass and vegetation, and more improvements we'll share in the future. Our new setting also gives us the opportunity to introduce new mechanics, gameplay improvements, and even new weapons.